all like, there we go. I saw like a bit of my hat sticking up there above the border, but now it's not doing it. Hello everybody and welcome to 12 Days of Horror. This is our first day, and here we have my list of the top 100 RPG Maker games. And I got a lot of games to play yet. We're gonna get a lot of these done. Midnight Train we're working on. But this list has Imposter Factory on it. Imposter Factory is the Ken Gao game, and I put all the games in that series on this list, even though they don't fit, but this game actually does fit. So I can put it on the list. I have To the Moon on the list as the top one, just because I love it. But it's not a horror game, so I'm just fooling around. But this game is technically a horror game. So where do I put it? I think I put it right here. I think this is what I do. I put Imposter Factory. On number 5 as like a real thing, because scariness is 1, its story is a 6 max, its characters are maxed, but the high story and high characters is, you know, pretty common. Although a lot of the top games aren't that scary, except for Blank Dreams that had an infinite symbol as a scariness. I could probably put that infinite symbol on Imposter Factory. Puzzles I'm gonna either put at 4 or 3. I thought there was one puzzle I got stuck on. Visuals 6, sound 6. It's Kangao or Congo, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. I need to change multi-stream. All right. So, with that out of the way, this is the list so far. We have some games on here that don't belong. I'll get rid of those eventually. I'll have to make a big playlist with all this stuff in it. I should make a second channel with just like clips, stream highlights. And then on there, I'll put all my playlists. Good idea. So I can't put playlists on my main channel because I use that to watch videos. And on my phone, I always put random videos. Sometimes I don't even watch in my playlist because I'm pocket dialing or pocket playlist making. So that's really annoying. So, Blank Dreams number 1. That's odd and obvious. Paranoiac at number 2. Imaginary Friends number 3, Mermaid Swamp, Imposter Factory, Purgatory. Midnight Train is highlighted because that game we're not finished yet. I'll probably play that with Ty. Aoni number 8, Me Sound number 9, Close Your Eyes number 10, Skinwalker number... once we get past 10, these are all terrible. Skinwalker was awful. It got a 0 on puzzles. Look, 0 on puzzles is very common for the bottom couple. Scariness, none of them rank very high except for Blank Dreams. And that's, you know, clearly. I should send a message to Ty if he wants to get in here. Send him a message. Probably will not see it. He's offline. But anyways, So our game for today, the first horror game of 12 Days of Horror, is that. Let me put this art up. It moves. So we're gonna be starting this one. New? What's new about it? Ooh. Alright. Well, you didn't tell me how to adjust. I don't know the controls. Bedtime. Bedtime is supposed to be a happy event for a tired child. For me, it was terrifying. That's not good. Some children might complain about being put to bed before they finish watching a film, playing their favorite video game. And as a child, nighttime was something to truly fear. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it still is. This is me. Hello, me. Let me look at my audio levels. They're looking pretty good. Alright, am I able to move? Okay, I am able to move. How about to run, because my controls aren't that great. I can load and I can quit. Can I look at stuff? I can. Bunk bed. I sleep in the top. It's Wolf. Cool. I was actually trying to look at the lamp. Cool toys and stuff. Mr. Teddy. Awesome. Poster from a movie. I got it from my brother. Swag. I think I played this before, but I don't remember anything at all. Nothing. Cannot prove that what happened to me was objectively real. I can swear that what I experienced was genuine horror. Fear which in my life, I'm glad to say, it's never been equaled. I will relate it to you all now. I will relate it to you all now, best as I can. Make of it what you will. I'll be glad to just get it off my chest. Alright, flowers. Mom put these here. Waiting on Mom. You my brother, you my dad, this is my father. Don't go pulling out too much stuff now. Bedtime soon. Cool, Dad. Shoes. They aren't very interesting. Doors are loud. Can't remember exactly when it started. My apprehension towards falling asleep seemed to correspond with being moved into a room of my own. Have a great stream, just dropping by, have fun? Will do. Hello, Mom. This is my mother. Hello, my mother. How do you like your new room? Soon you'll be sleeping alone for the first time. Awesome. Why do I have a bunk bed? Nothing too interesting. Mom told me not to touch her stuff. Especially this stuff. What's in there? That's ominous. Oddly. That bed is really big for these character models. Ventilation. I think Mom said this is. Man with a mustache. Bunch of clothes in here. Boxes. Full of stuff. As boxes usually are. Dad is guarding the door. It's my brother's room. He told me yesterday to keep out of that room. Out of the room that we had both shared until then. Wait. Come on, stupid bro. I was 8 years old at the time. Until then I had shared a room quite happily with my older brother. He was perfectly understandable for a boy 5 years my senior. My brother eventually wished for a room of his own, and as a result, I was given the room at the back of the house. As my brother was given a new bed, I was given the bunk beds, which we used to share. Oh, that makes sense. While I was upset about sleeping on my own, I was excited at the thought of being able to sleep in the top bunk. It seemed far more adventurous to me. Top bunk is great. Am I going to bed? Am I wearing like a dress shirt, pants, shoes, and a vest to sleep in? Alright, it's bedtime. Take off your vest, you odd child that walks around his house dressed like that. Adults need their sleep, you see. We're sleeping alone for the first time. You excited? Yes, Mom. Very excited. You understand how excited I am. Truly. Look at me up on my top bunk. I'm so cute. I'm turning off the lights. Good night. Good night. My goodness, is it dark. Chapter 1. Cave. Hold up. What the heck is that? That is a whole Sasquatch Cthulhu right there. Let's let's take a little bit. Let us consult the page. Where are we going to put this right now? Better than Midnight Train? No. Better than Naoni? No. It's better than Misao. From what we've seen so far. Likely. It is likely better than Misao. Alright, scariness. I'll give that a 3. The darkness of the room, the sound it played for the chapter 1, and then asking me if I want to save with a weird creature on screen. Story? That 2. We don't know much about it yet. Characters. That 2. We don't know much about that yet. Puzzles. We haven't even seen a puzzle yet. Visuals. Let me take a look. I'm gonna leave visuals at a solid 4, and sound I'm gonna leave at a solid 5. I mean, sound is where these games really come through. Yeah. Get that out of here. Not that. We need that. Get this out of here. Alright, unpause. Save. Absolutely. Oh. What is that? There's things. There's things flying. Hello. What is this? What is this thing, and why do I walk through it? Is it gonna chase me? What was that on the roof? What's on the roof? Why is that dragonfly so big? I don't know if I played this game. I thought I played this game. It said new? Is it different than when I played it before? What's over here? Can I go? I can't go over there. It looks like I can. There's crap flying everywhere. Freaking pause. Hold on. We need to consult the page. Visuals. 6. The heck is this nonsense? Scariness. 4. Look at this room. Look at this room. Look at this. What is this? You can't see it. Hold on. Look at this. The door is a giant skull and you walk in its mouth. There's a pot brewing. Pot some ragged clothes. Like, what is going on? Wonder what's cooking. I don't want to know. What is that? What is that? What is this? What? Excuse me? Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Pause. Hold on. What in the... We just started 12 Days of Horror. Can we making sounds and I can talk to the face outside? I didn't expect that. Talking is such a strong word. Stalking is such a strong word. What the heck do you call what you're doing, fam? Stalking is such a strong word. I prefer to think of it more as intense research on one individual. Okay. By the way, your missing sock is under your bed with me. No, 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 no. Just kidding. I don't like that joke. What? A cold, unwelcoming breeze comes from the bottom of the stairs? No. But what else am I gonna do? What's cooking? There's nothing to do up here. Can't go that way. There's stairs over there. I can go back this way. If I wanna... I can't go back this way. I look at the pond. One more hole. The water is dirty. Probably not a good idea to drink it. Yeah. You bet it's not a good idea to drink it. Alright. We gotta go down the stairs. I don't want to go down the stairs, but I gotta go down the stairs. That's just how it is. Oh, Why is this so unnerving? What was that? Just sparkle? Weird mushroom looks poisonous. The walls are sparkling. They must be wet. Ah, this is a giant hole. I can't see the bottom. Can I fall in it? No. Am I gonna have to run? Excuse me? Excuse me. What was that I saw out of my peripheral vision? There's a red liquid seeping out from the mushroom hat. Mushroom hat? Is that what they're called? I don't want chase scenes in this game. It doesn't control well enough for that. That's going to be very unfun. I don't have a sprint. That's just a dead end. Oh, there's a face. Oh. Okay. Sure, I figured that out. All on my own. Why is that a thing? Can't go that way. Is this way an actual way? No. I guess I'll go this way then. Hello? Okay. Alright. We gotta move this. We gotta move this. Puzzles. There's the pushy buttons puzzles. I solved it by accident, but it seemed like a good puzzle. It's like that puzzle on Lost Vikings. 5. We're moving you. Better than Purgatory. No, that's not right. You are better than Purgatory. Alright, we have our due diligence to figure out how good this game is. We must finish our top 100. You have like a spider body? And a big old face? I don't like that this is the first chapter. I'm walking really slowly. Hi? Just walking to the right. Hmm. Hey, yo, Mom! Mom! I had a bad dream. Mom! Hey. The heck is my mom? Friggin' actual pause. I don't have my light on. I want to put my light on. Not like a light to make it brighter. A light to make it bluer. Perfect. Light is on. Look at my background. It's blue now. It looks better. Alright, Mom. Am I in a dream? I'm gonna walk out in this. I'm gonna be in a cave. Mom? You would, cause. Oh, I had a bad dream. Wait, what's wrong? I had a bad dream. It's fine, sweetie. I'll be up in a minute. We can eat breakfast together. Alright, hurry up. You change your clothes. I'll be right there. I don't want to go in my room. It's gonna be a cave. And so another day started. It was a day of little importance to our story. I won't bother you with the details. The one thing I remember, that even though I played with friends like I always did, somehow still felt lonely. I didn't enter my new room until later that night, trying to go to sleep again. Bad strat. Gotta spend as much time in the room as possible. That's not uber scary, it's familiar. You won't have such bad dreams. Alright, I'm sleeping. There I go. There I go sleeping again. Alright, cool. Chapter 2. No, I'm just in the... I'm just in it. Oh. Oh. Push him in order. Pretty basic puzzle. That I'm really bad at, apparently. Picked every wrong answer before I picked the right one. Should I be doing this? Do I really want to explore this labyrinth? Go away. Are you just gonna live here on my screen now? I see you. Some movement down here. Some movement up here. This is unsettling. To say the least. You see, I walked right up to him. Walking back and forth in this area. There he is. Can I talk to you? Got you trapped, fam. No. What's this? Like a fan. Okay. Ventilation me, the air's still stuffy though. Nothing of interest, I think. Okay, cool. I'm finding these little things. Little red people, I think they are. And as I find them, My life gets worse. I don't know how many I need to find or what's gonna happen when I find them all. But this face in my screen, kind of distracting. I don't like it. I found 4. Is 5 the number? I found 5. 5 seemed like it would have been the number. There you are. I. No, you awaken from a deep sleep to something moving or stirring. It better be stirring like some soup. Take a few moments for you to truly understand. It can take a few moments for you to truly understand what is happening. The fog of sleep hangs over your eyes and ears even when lucid. I think it was moving. There was no doubt about that. At first I wasn't sure what it was. Everything was dark, almost pitch black, but there was enough light creeping in from outside to outline that room. 2 thoughts appeared in my mind, almost simultaneously. The first was that my parents were in bed because the rest of the house lay both in darkness and silence. The second thought turned to the noise, a noise which had obviously woken me. That was it, the bedsheets rustling in the dark and someone breathing, as if some disturbed sleeper was attempting to get all too comfortable in the bottom bunk. I lay there in disbelief, thinking that the noise was either my imagination or perhaps just my pet cat finding somewhere comfortable to spend the night. Oh, it was then that I noticed my door, shut as it had been as I'd fallen asleep. Perhaps my mom had checked in on me. The cat had somehow sneaked in my room then. Yes, that must have been it. I turned to face the wall, closing my eyes in the vain hope that I could fall back to sleep. As I moved, the rustling noise from underneath me ceased. Thought that I must have disturbed my cat, but quickly I realized that the visitor in the bottom bunk was much less mundane than my pet trying to sleep, and much more sinister. As if alerted to and disgruntled by my presence, the disturbed sleeper began to toss and turn violently, like a child having a tantrum in their bed. I could hear the sheets twist and turn with increasing ferocity. Fear then gripped me. Not like the subtle sense of unease that I had experienced earlier, but now potent and terrifying. My heart raced as my eyes panicked, scanning the almost impenetrable darkness as I let out a cry. As most young boys do, I instinctively shout out to my mother. I hear something stir on the other side of the house. They're in the kitchen! They're making soup! As I began to breathe a sigh of relief that my parents were coming to save me, my bed suddenly started to shake violently as if gripped by an earthquake scraping against the wall. I hear the sheets below me thrashing around as if tormented by malice. I did not want to jump down to safety as I feared the thing in the bottom bunk would reach out and grab me, pulling me into the darkness, so I stayed there, white knuckles clenched my own blanket like a shroud of protection. The wait seemed like an eternity. What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream? Tired, my mother consoled me. Tears of fear followed by relief streamed down my face. Yet through all the horror and relief, I did not tell her why I was so upset. I cannot explain it, but it was as though whatever had been in that bunk would return if I even so much as spoke of it. Whether that was the truth, I did not know, but as a child, I felt as if that unseen menace remained close, listening. My mother lay in the empty bunk, promising to stay there until morning. I remember the next day wanting to go anywhere, be anywhere, but in that suffocating room. It was Saturday, and I played outside, quite happily, with my friends. Although our house was not large, we were lucky to have a long sloping garden in the back. We played there often, as much of it was overgrown, and we could hide in the bushes. Climb in the huge sycamore tree which towered above all else. can easily imagine ourselves in the throes of a grand adventure. As fun as it all was, occasionally my eyes would turn to a small window in my room. Ordinary, slight, and innocuous. But for me, that thin boundary was a looking glass into a strange cold pocket of dread. Outside the lush garden surrounding of our garden filled with the smiling faces of my friends. Inside, the feeling of something in that room, watching me play, waiting for the night when I would be alone, eagerly filled with hatred. Or just hate. No dread. It may sound strange to you, but by the time my parents ushered me back into that room for the night, I said nothing. I didn't protest. I didn't even make an excuse as to why I couldn't sleep there. Still felt that this thing would be enraged if I so much as spoke of it. Another night came. Why are you on it? I'm not tired. I just woke up. I took a nap. This is my work schedule. Chapter 3, Factorized. Factorized. Let us pause real fast. Let's update the thing. Story. Give it a 4. Characters. I'm gonna give it a 2. It could even move down to a 1 because no one really has much of a character. Let's get you back on here. Save. Yes. Hi, a bear on a long pole. It's too old and torn to make out details. Huge skull. Yeah, that is a huge skull, yes. Bear on a long pole. It's too old. Yeah, I heard that. Why are you yawning? Why did this repeat? Is this did the mouth open a little bit? This is the same. It's a loop. Alright, watch the skull to see if there's any changes. I didn't notice any. Okay, it's just walking through this room. Hi, now you changed for sure. Huge skull. Nice. Was it 3 past then you changed? Huge skull indeed. Blinking really fast, my dude. What you doing? You're doing something. You're doing something. Kind of alter. Of some kind of green landscape. The picture is too bad shaped to make out any details. I've heard this sound effect before. That's a door. Also a door. What kind of machine? Hi. Flip the switch. Did the switch help me in any way? Like the lights on the runway and airport. Okay, cool. Does that do anything for me? That's blocked off. That's really blocked off. I think that's where we gotta go. That really blocked off way. I feel like I see stuff over there that's... Hi! Okay, that... How are you? You know, I'm great. Don't you even... Was this a button? A machine? A green landscape. Hello. Hi. Or have I not looked? Flipped you. And you activated stuff over here. Oh, there. I didn't notice that. Is this something nearby? Not that. Okay, there is an entity of sorts. Fortunately, it's just a guessing game as to what has opened. A lot of walk around and find the thing might detract from the puzzle score. Because this, you could say, is also a labyrinth. Perhaps even more so. Open now? Creepy mask, yes. Now, if this game is good... something like this would happen. Hi, mask. See him down at the bottom? Right there? Can I interact with it? Creepy mask. Yeah, it's a creepy mask for sure. Something would have happened. This was a good game. Right after you saw the creepy mask and walked out of that room. But I might possibly say there's liquid pouring out. Oh, good. I would hazard to say that that's something that happened might be more sudden. There hasn't been very many sudden, like, bleh. It sets the atmosphere. But there hasn't been any bleh. Not a single bleh all day. So, that's doing multiple things. Hi. This is not the end location. Okay, that was more sudden. It's all... I'm gonna open that next. I'm gonna open that next, aren't I? The false sense of security when there isn't, like, a bunch of bleh. I feel like I know what door's open. I don't want this game to have chases because it doesn't control that well. But if there was something like big like that dude that was pretty creepy, just like lumbering around, and he's like really slow. He's like really easy to avoid, but just the presence of a threat is much needed. Doing game? What you doing? Ah, hi. There's an undulating thing. Undulating. great. I love undulation. Hi. I'm at the altar. I'm being consumed by a hive mind of sorts. A body snatcher type situation. This is really good. The portions where you're in your bed and it's like just writing. It's like a creepypasta, but it's a pretty decent creepypasta with a little bit of gameplay. It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or oblivious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotten change in the atmosphere, thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twist of the bed sheets below, the first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk. That word. A word that had been sent into exile flared up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, gasping for air, screaming, etching, and carving itself into my mind. Ghost. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. Bedsheets lay calm and dormant, but they had been replaced by something far more hideous. Slow, rhythmic, rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. And imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing, and garbled breath. I shuddered, and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed all, for the perverted breath of my as yet unseen bunkmate. I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved. It moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around in the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. That thing lying there in the darkness. I mean, I have goosebumps, but that... neither here nor there. But that thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slates separated my body from the unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears. A fear which mere words cannot relate to you, or anyone else, coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing would look like, sitting there listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned to an unnerving reality, began to touch the wooden slates which my mattress had on. It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of the wood. Then with great force it pried angrily between the slates into the mattress. Even through the petting, it felt as though someone had viciously sucked their fingers into my side. I let out an almighty cry, the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing in the bunk below replied in kind by violently vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint powdered onto my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it, backwards and forwards. Once again I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words, which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong. I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over and over and over again. Nightmare. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night, I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream as to not provide this abomination with time to prod and feel for me. Each cry, the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk. Seemingly unaware of the sinister force torturing her son nightly. Along the way, I managed to feign illness a few times, come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed. More often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light from outside did not sit right. Alone with that thing. With time, you can become desensitized to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I'd come to realize that, for whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I'm sure the same would have been said for my father. But as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4. Anger Overload. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hook hangs from the wall, piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Hank last depicts a scene from the Bible. Does it? Like a duck. Can't see me. Presents a duck. Oh my. Yes. Another one. Oh. Big pool. I'd rather not use it. Yeah, no kidding. There's a head. This is bizarre. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Don't even want to say anything about that. Those cats. A series of strangled cats. Okay. Bottom's coming up too. Stay in the middle. Oh, we're here. We're good. Moving your mouth. He shut his mouth. Okay. Got it. All of their mouths are already shut this time. That one. Won't open or shut. Nice nips. The noise is getting louder. Guys ain't got nothing to say? Crying babies more annoy me than frighten me. So we good? Babies are not scary. You do a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking and not a lot of happening. Okay, never mind. See, those babies are a little frightening. Oh, okay. Okay, the walking into the babies and having that animation happen is a little goofy. Hey, Mom. What's up? Greatest fears were realized in the winter. These grew short, and the longer nights merely provide this wretch with more opportunities. It's a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided she would stay with her. Much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, this day I felt guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Yeah, that's not good. Presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, moving all of the slates and placing an old desk and a chest of drawers and chairs which we kept in the cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable. But I would be damned if I gave that thing a place to sleep for one more night. I mean, he should have done that earlier. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. My family were not very religious. At that age, I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came as I drifted off into to dream. It doesn't matter. I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incident. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Okay. Bet. Let's do it. Chapter 5. Urban Explorer. That doesn't sound too bad. Go into town. Have a grand old time. It says wolf. Name? Yes. I got in it says wolf before they asked me to save. It says wolf. About this guy. Does he say wolf? It still says wolf. Nice. Double nice. Wait, hold on. That's disappointing. These ones should be higher pitched, but these ones were high pitched. That drops it down to the bottom for sure. Don't know how piano works. Feeling that something invading your privacy without ill will is still disturbing. Okay. Ow! What was that? Hi, Cthulhu. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. Bunch of school books. You are good. Why do I think that was a question? Are you good? If you don't know what they are here, you hold a great amount of fear for them. Continuation from the last thought. Hi? guy really likes pie. That dude saw the pie and the dinosaur and he's like, nut. Sounds of screams are awful. They're even worse than when they are your own. I want to look in more doors. What's over here? Paper here, it reads knock knock. Man. Okay, wasn't fond of that. The door's open, the door's open, the door's open. My match is dirty and worn out. Can I go out this door? Oh, I just have to do that. You don't have to push that button with any other door. Hi. Locked. Oh, now it's locked. The head in the fridge. Bring this with the school materials on it. Yeah, I know you want me to go in there. But look at all this. It's a bovine of sorts. No, don't block me. Let me out, Mr. Cowman. If I select it, it does weird stuff. Like a pig with a armadillo on its head. Look on the door's broken. I don't think I can get in here. Dang. Well, that's all blocked off. A person or a door? Ooh. Oh, cool. What's this? A soul machine of some sort. Dang. Busted. Hey, here we go. Hey, neat. That dude's not having a good time. He's really not having a good time. Alright, where's this all going? Here I'm running a lot. I can go backwards, which isn't great. I don't know if I'm going the right way. Hi. Okay. Can I get oh, I'm getting on the table. That's not where I should be. They're doing a ritual. What are they doing? Will make me awesome? Getting closer. I don't want to see what's up. With Cthulhu boys, and then that guy looks like something from a weird Zelda game. Not like a... They slicing me up. Not like a normal Zelda game, like Majora's Mask, like a weird Zelda game. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure there's something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. Alright then. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. My eyes adjusted. I could gradually make out the window and the door and the wall, some toys on the shelf, and even this day I shudder to think of it. There was no noise, no rustling of sheets, no movement at all. This is interesting music. The room felt lifeless, yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night. Not in the bottom bunk. It was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless. Could not scream. Did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline. I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless, in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. The grasp of winter is long and unrelenting. I knew it would be hours before sunrise. Sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimately deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. My hand still laid underneath the pillow, but it was empty. Slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I'd either knocked it off the top bunk, or it had. I could not have even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is, intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed. I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it is faster than me? Should I slowly slip out of the top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. What, did you go back to sleep, my dude? Did you go back to sleep? The heck is that? I'm a fish. Save? Yes. I'm swimming. I'm swimming around. Where am I going? Can't go down. Am I going left to this dark void? I'm a fish. I'm a fish. Swimming around. I'm actually a fish. I'm a fish. I have a fish body. What? What was that? What's this? Plastic. Wait, can I go into it? Is this open? It is open. Interesting. Hey, Dad. Doing some floating, Dad? Look at him. Oh, he's doing some sinking, more like it. See you, Dad. Have fun with your sinking. Drain water and remove diving gear? Sure. Dad, I drained the water so you can stop sinking. Oh. I'm stuck. I'm not stuck. Dad. Dad. Where's my dad going? I'll check on my dad or should I check down here? Nah, there's nothing down there. Dad. Dad. Anglerfish. I'm super into the ocean. Hey, Dad. I'm sinking down here with you. What's this? Why is there an anus on the floor? I'm gonna land in it. Get away. Swim that way. Oh, no. Bye, Dad. Be a great, like, right when he's in the middle of the screen, just like a fish mouth. I'm like, oh. Faster and louder and in the middle, coming towards you. What if it was asleep? I hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me. I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off. Savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I don't think wild animals do that. They usually like go for the neck. Get it over with. Tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could. I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved, the blanket it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold, which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror, as I was sure it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket. I felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. A confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down farther to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, laying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder, as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime affair stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wondered to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. Chapter 7. Ostia. Oh my, save? Yes. Like a whole planet. Look how small I am. I'm a teeny tiny little thing. Hi. Bye. Yep, I went right in a butthole. Going in a butthole. Hello, how's it going? I'm exploring butthole. Hi. Hello there. Nice to see ya. Game is a journey. Hello there. Oh my. Nice. We are moving. We are grooving. Yo, look at these dudes. At a crossroad in one's life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you'll not choose, I'll move on without you. That is kind of like my situation. Hi, I've seen you before. Got another one? Yep. Is there one this way? Yes. Having once chosen never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision. Or even if one chooses wrongly, choice cannot be unmade. Hello there. Lovely, lovely music you're playing. Ooh, there's a face. Can we one over here? I can see it. Oh, there it is. I don't know if it was the same one. It looked like a different one. I didn't see the first one very well. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which my bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. I realized this clutching, rancid thing which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, a spider striking from its lair. Suddenly its grip moved closer from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me, into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled, further knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest, its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features. I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. Another chapter? Last chapter? No more chapters? I woke my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then. Now, I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine, and little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident. Yet on one cold, frostbitten night, I woke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be vibrating violently. I lay there, sure that I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house. My parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large bedroom, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. moves. A game by Snow Owl. Snow Owl? Well. Alright, I guess we'll watch the credits because they're gonna put faces up. You can't miss them scares. Sounds good. Got the... Can I walk? Oh boy, I can walk. Just walk up. Based on the story Bedtime. Michael Whitehouse. Place testing by Optical Mouse. Scripts by those people. I think it's the same face over and over again. Ooh, blackness consuming. The end. See why they moved. I think they ran to what he did. Yeah. Probably. Alright. How long was that? Only an hour. It was a short one. Alright, here we go. Where does this go? Above Purgatory, for sure. I think it's where it deserves to be. Here's the thing. Stories of 4. Characters are pretty basic. It's just a basic kid, basic mom, basic dad, basic everything. But the writing of the child and him reminiscing on this moment, it's good writing, so we're gonna leave that there. Puzzles, it suffered a little bit at the end. Visuals were good. Mermaid Swamp level, yeah. Imposter Factory level. Bird Story level. Blank Dream only has a 5, and Blank Dream looks good. So we're actually gonna take that down to a 5. Sound stays at 5. I think we're gonna leave that at 5. And here's the thing. Old. I'd say old. The game just said old. I don't know what that means. It said new earlier. I think they updated this version. Okay. So here's the thing with the scariness. It made me jump 3 or 4 times, I'm gonna say. But the problem with this game is that there's no way to die. There's no failure. When there isn't a way to die, things aren't as scary because there's no consequences. It had some jump scares, but a lot of it was creepy imagery, which raised like the terror and the gross out factor. Because there's terror, there's horror, and then there's gross out. Those are the 3 types of scary. So, first off, you have horror. Horror is something like jumping out and grabbing you. Terror is the feeling that something's behind you, and it's going to jump out and grab you at any moment. It's the fear of future horror, that something terrifying is going to happen. It's like the creeps. And then the third one is gross out. It's like gore and blood and body horror and stuff like that. So you need all 3 of those to make good horror. Really good horror has all 3 of those things. It had some moments of horror. The terror element, I think, is lesser. Because there is no threat of dying. You're not being chased by anything. The imagery and the sounds do create a layer of terror, but I think it's too thin. And the horror isn't enough either. I jumped a couple times because stuff surprised me, but I was never really like going into any situation like, ooh, this is really scary. And except for at the beginning, because I didn't know any better. I hadn't figured out the game. But once you figure out the game and you know that there's nothing that's going to jump out at you, you're like, whatever. So it doesn't reach. Let me look at how scary. Let me compare it. Aoni only has a 4. This game can't be less scary than Aoni. Does Aoni deserve a 5? And do we need to switch those? Let me look around. I'm gonna have to re-watch Purgatory or replay Purgatory. So I feel like we're getting to... Alan only has 1 for puzzles. Is Aoni unfairly low? I feel like It Moves goes above Purgatory, but below Aoni and below Midnight Train, which doesn't make any sense because Purgatory is higher than both those games. But Purgatory is not very memorable. Aoni is, and so is Midnight Train. I think it doesn't make any sense, but I think I'm moving Aoni scariness to a 5. Moving Midnight Train up. Moving Aoni up. Moving Purgatory way down, which is unfortunate. But we might change it later. Does scariness rule? Here's the question, Max. It's a top 100 list of RPG Maker horror games. Does that mean that scariness rules? Is scariness the most important factor? Because if scariness is the most important factor, Aoni should be higher than Midnight Train, higher than Imposter Factory. Not higher than Mermaid Swamp, because Mermaid Swamp has enough scariness. I think I'm being too generous with It Moves. I never felt any sort of sense of dread that I felt in other games. Like, I think it might even be less... No, I jumped a couple times. It can't be less scary than Mermaid Swamp. It's not holding up to scrutiny once... I'm gonna leave the visuals at 5. Because the horror visuals is... the one... It didn't have very good character pictures. Alright, let's look at this. It Moves. Scariness. 4 is good. 3 is average. I think 4 makes sense. Story. We'll do good. Characters. Poor. Makes sense. Puzzles. I'm gonna say it was average puzzles. A lot of them were walk around and just blindly flip switches. I think there was like 1 or 2 puzzles. Although it was pretty short, so. But the visuals great. I'll go ahead and say some of the sounds. We're gonna go with sounds. We're gonna make that a 4. I think this is the final score. Just an overall average run-of-the-mill Aoni, It Moves, Purgatory level. We're not reaching like the major levels of like Witch's House, Ebe, Blank Dreams, Paranoiac, not even like Mermaid Swamp. Could Mermaid Swamp move up? above Imaginary Friends. Imaginary Friends isn't scary. The beginning of Imaginary Friends is scary. Then everything after that isn't scary. Then you have for a point system that has scariness. Many forms of points. As for horror, for a game to be horror, I'd say story is the main thing. Story is what sets the fear. Sometimes just showing up or being creepy can only go so far, unless there's meaning behind it. Yeah, I mean, look at all the top games. Look at this list. Well, To the Moon isn't. Blank Dreams only has a 3 in story because I haven't finished the game yet. It could very easily move up. Paranoiac, 5 for story. Imaginary Friends, 5 for story. Mermaid Swamp, 4 for story. Imposter Factory, 6 for story. Although that could probably be moved too. Midnight Train, 4 for story just because I haven't finished it yet. Story and actually sound. Look at all the top games that have high visuals and sound. Although the top games have high everything, so. Alright, let's get rid of To the Moon. And A Bird Story. Because we know I love those games, we don't need to put them in there. Just because they're RPG Maker games, they're not horror games. Yeah, I think that's where we're leaving it. So we've updated top 100 RPG Maker horror games. We moved Paranoiac up. I think we moved Paranoiac up. We moved Mermaid Swamp. Maybe. We moved Aoni up for sure. We moved Purgatory down. We moved Midnight Train up. It moves. It's resting in number 8. I think it fits there. Above Close Your Eyes, Skinwalker. Those all suck. Once you get below Misao, you get to the really bad ones. And Misao's not great. Not a huge fan of Misao. So, yeah. I think that's it. Let's head to Twitch. Head to my steez. And if you will stay in for a raid, we can help out my friend, the Black Hood. Actually, help out J Dot. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and I will see you all later.